Stakeholders in Portland are expressing concern about the path of the new highway, which will run from Bull Bay to Port Antonio. They say it's unnecessarily wide in parts, which has led to many trees vital to the parish's ecotourism being cut down. Jamaica, in all its glory and natural beauty, was featured prominently in the latest James Bond film, No Time to Die.
Pon's down here in his spiritual home, sailing his yacht, kicking back and relaxing. But I have to tell you, that doesn't last very long.
It's also why scores of nature-loving visitors flock parishes like Portland, but that's under threat.
When you take trees that have taken 100 years to grow and you just take them away, you slice off hillsides. By the way, the hillside next to us, a third-party engineer estimates they went 10 feet farther than they were permitted for. When you do things like that, you're killing the goose that laid the golden egg.
This is Mark Goodman, director of Goblin Hill, Portland. He's referring to the construction of the South Coast Highway project. Hectares of trees have been removed to facilitate the road expansion. Of concern is the work being done in the Sansan area of Port Antonio, which is just above the famed Blue Lagoon.
Well, we welcome the concept of the highway. We just want it to be done properly. What they've done is, in our area, one of the most sensitive tourist areas of beauty in the country, they're doing too much work. They're widening the road where no one wanted a wide road. We just want a better road and a properly drained road. And what they're doing is tearing apart the hillsides, tearing away all the vegetation and the beauty that makes the James Bond film be set here instead of in other parts of Jamaica.
But that's not all.
What they're planning to do, we understand, is to do the same thing on our hillside. So selfishly, yes, where we're sitting right now, where we have weddings, people watch a sunset, this will all collapse. If you look over right here, it's a steep drop, completely, basically vertical, right to the street. And they are basically planning to come and slice off several feet of this hillside, just like they've done above the Blue Lagoon.
Residents too are affected by the construction.
It's when the surveyor people did a survey, it's like when they come up in the yard to plant the peg, it's like my brother did say something to them, but a lady did say the work have to continue work and not really so much. So it's like them never really come to we and say, oh, this amount I got to take off on them something there. We just see them at work.
The stakeholders question whether due diligence was followed prior to the road expansion in the area. They're taking the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, to task over the issuance of an environmental permit. NEPA, however, contends the permit was issued after a detailed review of the plan. On the issue of the Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA,
based on our technical screening, and we screen applications with a screening tool, a technical screening tool. Based on this screening, was not determined that an environmental impact assessment will be required. However, as I indicated before, we had to use and benefited from the technical documents to support the application.
So no EIA done, which means consultations were not necessary. But the residents contend that because of the nature of the project, an EIA was critical. NEPA, however, insists all views are welcomed.
The permit requires that a register be established and available. So where there are instances of complaints, then these complaints can be lodged and necessary responses generated and clarification provided.